After their intense first confrontation that nearly escalated into a full-blown brawl, Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois have once again faced off, with tensions reaching a boiling point. "Relax, relax. You want to go now? Let's go," Joshua taunted, his words dripping with animosity as Dubois stared him down, ready to unleash his fury. "Relax? You want to go now?" The hostility between the two British heavyweight contenders during this face-off has ignited predictions of a brutal, potentially life-threatening match by former world champions and boxing pundits alike. This upcoming bout is not just another world title fight, it represents a national rivalry, one that will be settled within the hallowed grounds of Wembley Stadium. For Anthony Joshua, this fight is far more than just another match. It is a chance to reclaim his legacy, to re-establish himself as one of the world's premier heavyweights. "From it being him, I'm just ready to fight both of you," Joshua said, his voice betraying a steely determination. This match also serves as an opportunity for Joshua to potentially confront former world champion Tyson Fury in an undisputed title fight slated for January next year, provided Fury emerges victorious in his rematch against Alexander Usyk on December 21st. On the other hand, Daniel Dubois sees this fight as his perfect opportunity to make a bold statement, to prove to the boxing world that he is more than just the hype surrounding him. Dubois is riding high on confidence after securing 2 big wins, the highest point in his career thus far. "I looked at him as the guy that is leading the way for British fans," Dubois noted, reflecting on his journey and how he's ready to surpass the man who once stood as a beacon for British boxing. British fans have often criticized Dubois for his perceived lack of confidence, but this has seemingly been worked on and corrected. However, he must be wary of Anthony Joshua's formidable right hand, a lesson learned the hard way after eating 45 shots from Filip Hrgovic in just 4 rounds. Joshua, too, is taking this match very personally. He is eager to end any debate about who is the superior fighter, especially given the rumors that Dubois once knocked him out during a sparring session. "Joshua has been the king for a long time, and now it's my time. I need to dethrone the king and slay the king, and that's what I'm going to do," Dubois declared with a fierce resolve. Joshua, a former holder of the IBF title, reminisced about his sparring sessions with Dubois during an interview with Sky Sports. He recalled the sparring as intense, but clarified that the rumors of him being floored by Dubois were false. Although Dubois landed a solid punch, Joshua remained on his feet. "Really, that was it. I mean, there's that old adage that sparring is sparring. But what were those spars like? I knew Daniel from the GB squad. I just turned professional, but I stayed around the GB squad. I'd still train there. So we would spar good spars. And this whole conversation that you're trying to get at, he just cracked me with a good shot, but I stood on my feet. I don't know where this whole narrative that he turned my lights off came from. There were a lot of people in the gym that day as well, and they've come out and said nothing happened." Joshua is determined not to be manhandled in their upcoming fight. He expressed confidence in his abilities, stating that he would not allow anyone to knock him out or dominate him in the ring, whether in sparring or an official fight. "I don't know where this whole narrative of someone turning my lights off came from," Joshua reiterated. The rumors began mainly after Frank Warren told the story to the press when Dubois turned pro with him in 2017. "I first heard about Dynamite when I was told an 18-year-old lad had knocked out Anthony Joshua," Warren wrote in his exclusive column with TalkSport. This was in 2016, the same year AJ became a heavyweight world champion. Dubois was a boy, and he knocked out a man in Joshua, a 6'6" man at that. Joshua sarcastically responded to these claims in an interview with Fox Nation, saying, "What I can say is that started very much from their side, on their team, Frank Warren and Daniel Dubois. He hit me so hard I went to the moon and came back." Many around that time were talking about how they did this and that to AJ in sparring, but Joshua firmly denied these stories. "None of it is true. They were good spars. The boy can fight. I told you the boy can fight. And that's why I can't underestimate him, because he is a serious competitor." 8 years later, Joshua now has the opportunity to reclaim the IBF strap against Dubois. Dubois, on the other hand, downplayed the significance of past sparring sessions, stating that they occurred several years ago and were not relevant to the upcoming fight. "I don't want to talk about no sparring or none of that. It happened 7 years ago, and to be honest, I can't remember that. Dubois emphasized. His focus is solely on the upcoming match, not on past training experiences. The highly anticipated clash between Joshua and Dubois will be broadcast live on Sky Sports Box Office and DAZN. Joshua is the favorite after spectacular performances against Tyson Fury's former opponents, Otto Wallin and Francis Ngannou. Both men took Fury to hard-fought decisions, while Joshua knocked out both men with relative ease. Dubois knows he faces an uphill battle to retain his belt and hand Joshua only his fourth career defeat, but he is looking forward to the challenge and to ushering in a new era of British heavyweight boxing. That's just where I'm aiming for, to fight the best and be the best. AJ's been the king for a long time, and on the night, I need to become a kingslayer, and that's my goal. That's the mission at hand, and go out there and fulfill what I know I can do, bring out what's in me, and win by any means necessary. I'm learning more about myself as a fighter, as a person, coming out of the darkness and into the light, improving all around as a fighter and as an athlete. I'm up for this and ready to go. Joshua, 34, knows Dubois well, having previously sparred with him, and is refusing to underestimate his chances of winning. He told Sky Sports, "I'm not saying he has the chance to do it on September 21st, because sometimes what you speak comes into existence. I don't know, I feel like his best days are maybe behind him or whatever, but I've got to turn him into an old man in the ring. I've got to put the pressure on him, but I won't let it happen, and I'll show you how good I am. Whether it's in the ring sparring or in the ring fighting, I won't let anyone manhandle me or try and knock me out. No way." Triple D was upgraded from interim to full champion after Alexander Usyk vacated the title on Tuesday night. The International Boxing Federation ordered Usyk to defend their version of the world title against Dubois, but he will instead face Fury in a rematch on December 21st with the World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization belts on the line. The rematch will only be for the WBC, WBA, and WBO belts, as Usyk lost his undisputed status when vacating the IBF belt, an act he called his gift to Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua. Now 26 years old, Dubois has been elevated to full champion and will defend that status against Joshua on September 21st. Many fans are already intrigued to see if Joshua and Fury can win their respective bouts in order to set up an all-British heavyweight super fight. Dubois and Usyk, of course, have other plans. As for Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, the bitter rivals have had plenty of back and forths over the years, but have never managed to agree on terms for a fight. However, a potential heavyweight showdown now appears closer than ever, should both Brits get past their upcoming bouts, with Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Sheikh likely to play a key role in facilitating the matchup, as he placed both fighters on FaceTime a while ago. Joshua will first look to become a three-time world champion when he takes on fellow Brit Dubois on September 21st, before Fury seeks to avenge the first professional defeat of his career against Alexander Usyk on December 21st. Should he win, Joshua is tipped to be Fury's next opponent, as a FaceTime with Al-Sheikh proved. The two have already resumed their war of words after Al-Sheikh put the two men on a call together, as he confirmed his intention to schedule the fight for the first half of 2025. "Champ, finish the job on December 21st, and look who's waiting for you," the Saudi boxing chief said to Fury